Hello, I'm Hill, and this is my Invisible Woman guide. Season 0, I hit Eternity playing Flex support, but mainly Loki. I managed to end the season with a season high of Eternity 100, so I wasn't quite able to make it to one above all last season, but I'm banking on it this season. This season I've played absolutely nothing but Sue, give or take a few games, and I'd like to share some of my knowledge, so let's get started. Sue's passive is that she's invisible and healing when she's out of combat for 5 seconds. This passive is rarely in use ever, because as a support you should always be doing something, but it's nice to have some self-sustain when you're out of combat. You can use this to bait enemies into thinking your allies are alone, or to just be invisible and bait cooldowns so you don't have to worry about them for some time. Sue's left click fires out a projectile which heals allies and damages enemies. After it is sent out, it'll return to you within a short distance, doing the same damage and healing again. This pierces both allies and enemies as well. This projectile reaches 30 meters, but will return sooner if it hits a target. Her right click grants an ally a 300 HP shield, which seems to face the same direction that ally is facing. The shield can be recast on an ally any number of times, so long as the shield doesn't break. You can recall the shield at any time, and it'll be put on a cooldown varying based on how much damage it suffered. It also heals in a small radius around it for about 50 heals per second. This ability is best used to peel, most notably your second support or anyone that needs immediate attention that you can't risk missing your M1 on, or just not getting to them in time. This can also be used for self-peel by placing it on a nearby ally and dancing around in it. You can see here in this clip I'm getting shot at by Psylocke, so I flew to my shield as fast as possible to heal up and just dance around it. A quick tip for the shield is that you shouldn't have it out if you don't need it. The shield can save many players, and if you have it on cooldown you may not be able to peel enough for a teammate. If it's not in use or it's low on HP and isn't needed, then it should be recalled. Sue has a double jump which will activate her invisibility passive. This ability is good for escaping threats or dodging skills. I like to use it to hide from Magneto ults because they will try to hit me. When a Magneto starts charging up his ult, well, you will not be able to see me anymore. Sorry to whoever gets hit, but it will not be me. You're gonna want to try to not accidentally double jump all the time because you're gonna want to have this off cooldown when you need it. Sue's shift throws out an orb that'll stop on contact with the environment or an enemy. The ability can be stopped prematurely in the air by pressing the ability again. On impact, it will create a field that damages and pulls enemies towards the center. You want to just throw this at choke points or other areas you'd want to control like high ground for free ult charge, damage, and displacement. It's free disruption. And now my favorite ability, and probably her most annoying ability, is her E. This ability can be used to push or pull your enemies within a 30-meter range. It's about 5 meters on pull and 10 meters on push. Now when it comes to this ability, there are so many use cases for it. Just get creative. It can be used to pull in someone trying to escape, pushing an enemy off of high ground, trying to push a diver off of you, pull an enemy into you or your teammates' ults, push an enemy out of their support ults, pushing enemies off of cart during overtime, and my favorite, pushing ults away from your team. Typically strange, but this can work with a couple ults. Honestly, this could go on forever. I just think this is really funny, but I think this is one of the best ways to use your E. And finally, her ult, Invisible Barrier. Can you guess what it does? Yes, this creates a veil that renders anyone inside of it invisible and grants them 165 healing per second. This can be used to tank any ult you normally would with Luna or Mantis, so there's another ult to add to your checklist of invulnerability ultimates to wait out. Remember, this ult makes anyone inside it invisible to the enemy team, so a good way of placing it is slightly behind their tanks and try to CC them further into it so their supports have trouble healing them. Here's what it looks like from the opposing side. That's about all I had for you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is my first time making a video like this, so any feedback is greatly appreciated. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.